grew into aviation like that, and yeah, that's here I
And
am.
that's how you got into it. But Derek, just a little bit of your personal background. Are you born here? Where are you from?
I'm not born here. I'm Ugandan born. I was born and I grew up in Uganda.
In Uganda?
Yes. So my initial school in primary school and secondary school was in Uganda.
Was in Uganda.
And then I came here to do my flight training initially.
And you came to do flight training right here in South Africa?
Yeah, I did that in East London actually.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're an Eastern
Cape man.
Yeah,
I'm an Eastern Caper through and through. Yeah.
So Derek, I'm sure you've seen with the start of all these development programs that you have in place, a lot of our young people. There's a lot of young talent that you're busy discovering, and I'm sure you've got testimony of people that you see that is going to make it one day.
Wow, we've got people who are already making it. The people who we discovered way back, and they're already on their way. They're in flying school. Yeah, we've got someone who already has his pilot license that we started his journey by meeting us.
Yes.
So there's quite a number of testimonies, and I think in the next few years you're gonna hear a lot of people, who are gonna testify that iFLY was the beginning of their journey to achieving their dream.
Absolutely. Derek, one question is, what are the requirements to become a pilot?
Yeah, to become a pilot, the most important thing, as I said, is to be passionate about it. It's not something you can do if you do not have the heart for it. But obviously there's an academic element to it, and it's not a prerequisite for you to enter flight school, but it's desirable that you have a background of some mathematics, a bit of geography and science, because those form the basis of the academic subjects that are done in flying school.
That's right. And don't be a phobic to maths, because math is what you would need.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're a young person listening to this, do not be discouraged by me saying that you need to have all these subjects. Even if you don't, you can get into flight school, and just by your will to become a pilot, you really can do it.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm going to call in our communications director, Darren Arons, in Darren, very well known to me, and we have a kind of relationship. We know one another. We live in one neighborhood, basically.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Darren. Darren, just tell people. Are there any institutions in PE for people of the city that wants access? How can they access? How can they get in touch with iFLY Aviation in Port Elizabeth?
With iFLY's partners in Port Elizabeth, we've aligned ourselves strategically with one of the most renowned schools in Port Elizabeth. There are other institutions available, but the top of our recommendation would be Progress Flight Academy, who we've aligned ourselves with. They've been in the business for longer than 37 years. They're also the first institution to have an integrated flying program across Africa, in fact. So what that essentially means is that traditionally what you do is you do your private pilot license, you do your hours, and eventually you go onto your commercial pilot license. Now with this, you sign up for one program and it integrates one through the other, which minimizes that. So essentially the demand, purely because of the demand of pilots, not just in South Africa but around the world, the demand cries out for 70 pilots per day, and globally we're only qualifying, or the industry is only qualifying 70 annually per year. So
we're way behind.
The world is way behind because of the demand. So this is a big industry. Hence our focus is for promoting the careers within the industry. I know job creation and job scarcity is one of the big elements in this country, but there hasn't been much done with the focuses on aviation.
That's right.
Which is what we're trying to achieve, especially in the rural communities, in the underprivileged communities. This is where we do most of our work as iFLY Aviation. With that being said as well, we've also partnered in the Eastern Cape with Border Aviation. We've got partners in the Western Cape as well, with Stellenbosch Flying School. And then we've recently been recognized just last week as a candidate, a finalist, mind you not, a finalist for the Transformation Award by the Civil Aviation Authority of South Africa. And we expected to attend in Sandton next week on the 16th.
Yes.
And yeah, that's the biggest achievement to date for us. On the back of that, we've been invited to the Global Aviation Investment Summit in Dubai in January. We've also, Derek has been nominated for a humanitarian award and a global goodwill ambassador.
Wow!
So this
advance
year's been very
congratulations.
busy. Yeah, yeah. So the important thing for us is, as much as we're doing our utmost to to promote the industry and to come to our people and do as much as we can to elevate our people and empower our people. We also need the support from industries, from corporates locally, because what we find the trend is a lot of the other industry or provinces has noticed our work. Globally, we've been recognized, but it's been minimal in Port Elizabeth and the Eastern Cape and surrounds.
And we want to change that around.
That's exactly why we're here.
Yeah, we want to turn that around, and that is why you've partnered with PEFM 87.6, so
Correct.
that we can also bring this interesting career opportunity to our listeners and our families and friends listening to the radio right now. You know what? Won't it be awesome if out of this very interview, there's a few people that comes and becomes successful pilots?
Absolutely. I think this is just the very start. We'll be looking at focusing and doing some work, community work alongside PEFM, and yeah, alongside with our other partners, identify students, identify candidates via radio station. We can do some campaigns.
That's right.
And yeah, help get people some wings.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we continue to mobilize partners, and, because our ambitions are to do a thorough, large-scale awareness campaign and skills building program. So if there's any corporate entities out there, especially in the Eastern Cape areas as well, that have an interest, have an investment in the community of PE, they can align with us,
right,
and be a part of this very amazing initiative that we're doing.
That's right. These initiatives is in the form of like expos that you're going to be having, where you go from schools and organize. Will you be having it open with regards to time frames and stuff where people can hear where you guys are gathering, so that people that are interested can attend?
I think we want to have an interactive engagement with the community.
Yes.
In a sense where, people listening to this out there now, tune into PFM and listen out for these announcements. And, contact us via our email addresses, contact@iFLYaviation.co.za. Identify your school and nominate your school where you want us to come and do our outreach program. We've recently done one at St. Thomas, my former high school. I felt like I needed to give back.
That's right. You need to.
And yes, and that was a huge milestone for me. And what we do then, we'll run some competitions at the school. So the engagement itself is very interactive, yeah. And we identify kids who is very keen on the industry and want to learn a bit more. So we take them for flight school visits. We take them to airports, to give them a better understanding of the industry and what we in.
That's right. Just expose people that really want to get into this career path. Expose them to it and feel the touch and feel.
Yeah, I mean, what we've realized, especially, you see, we look at ourselves as social innovators.
That's right.
So, what we've realized is that the critical thing is that exposure, the hands-on experience. That's why we do take some of these kids for flights. It's a life-changing experience.
Absolutely.
Information is a critical element in making these decisions in life. We take the information, we expose them to the information that they don't have. The school curriculum does not expose young people to aviation at all.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I think that is why there's just a quietness when it comes to, I want to be a pilot, but how do I do it? I don't know. And people just draw back.
Yeah, and that's why we exist. That's why.
So that's the whole mandate of iFLY, to bring iFLY, to bring back.
Yes,
to the
and
people.
The bigger picture as well is to transform the entire aviation industry. Remember that we're in an industry that is badly underrepresented. The demographics in the industry are of concern to all of us who are in it. We need to uplift the people of color into the industry.
That's right.
Remember, we have a majority black population.
That's
in
right.
Aviation, we only have about 15% of the license holders being people of color.
That's right.
We're living in a world where there's women empowerment is massive. Yeah,
Absolutely.
It's literally like a trend. There's only 4% of aviation professionals across the globe
That's
female. And these are issues that we are addressing, and we are actively trying to implement initiatives around trying to change these figures.
I believe that there's some female sitting. You're supposed to be a pilot, and you're sitting at home.
Yes, you know, there's a stereotype attached to aviation.
Yes.
Everyone thinks
It
it's a
should be
man's
more.
job. And we need to change the stereotypes.
That's right. Where other ladies come and fly your plane, we need some PEFM female pilots. Contact iFLY, and I'm going to ask Darren for that. Already there's some WhatsApps coming in. Good morning, can you please ask them, what about, how do I get them to come to Arcadia High School?
Well, I think that's not a problem going there.
Yeah.
You know, obviously what we need to work out, we need to play around the school curriculum now.
Yes.
That's exam time.
Yeah.
We don't want to interfere with your studies and your exams and so forth. But we can definitely note that down. Our director of operations is here.
Maybe do a 2019 year planner.
Yeah. Beginning of the year, we look to do an excessive campaign in Port Elizabeth and surrounds. This is home, you know, so we want to impact each and every school. We want to do as much as possible, you know. Like I said, for me, it was a personal journey. Automatically for me, I went to St. Thomas High first.
That's
you
right.
know. So we'd like to touch and impact each school in Port Elizabeth. But it's important that we have this dialogue. It's important that we have these engagements. People interested, contact us.
Yeah.
Follow our page on social media. We're
That's
very
right.
active. We're very active on Facebook. iFLY Aviation. You can find us there. We're on Instagram as well at iFLY Aviation. We're on Twitter. Is there anything else? I'm assuming we're on LinkedIn as well.
Yes.
You know, so we made sure we covered all the platforms.
Facebook page, everything.
But I think we cannot understate the importance of getting support. We've achieved so much to the point that we are recognized across the industry as one of the most transformative companies in South Africa.
Wow.
And this is with extremely little support. So imagine what we can achieve. And it's important for all these people listening, especially in the corporate world, private, even government. And government is a massive stakeholder in ensuring human capital development, like ensuring that these kids become professionals and responsible citizens of this country. They need to support us. Yeah.
Our municipal government people, I know a few of them listening to this radio station, especially this morning. Dan will tell you there are some influential people listening to this station, as well as corporates, and we appeal to the corporates to buy in and contact iFLY Aviation and see how they can assist to bring this development model into our community and societies that need it most. They are underprivileged children that would love to, but they don't know how. And there is now we're planning, we're giving them ground to be able to come on board and do things. And I know I'm exciting you. I can see I'm exciting.
Yeah, no, they do. And remember that it's not just about aviation.
Yes.
Yeah? Aviation is so unique that being exposed to it can just make you believe in anything.
That's
you can
right.
achieve anything. So we're not trying to just enable the next generation of aviators. We're trying to empower the community to make something of themselves.
Right.
Yeah. So it doesn't just stop at aviation careers.
Right.
Yeah, and that's very important for the youth of South Africa.
Right. Can I ask as we come to close, we've got to come to close, our time is up. I'll start with you and then I'll get a closing statement from you as well. With Darren, what would you want the community, what would your closing statement be to everybody listening?
My appeal to the community and corporates would be to lend a hand, to help us reach our goal. to help us reach the communities. You know, as Derek explained, we've nearly exhausted ourselves with our hours we put in financially. You know, we need that bit of financial boost as well.
That's right.
And an important thing for us, we're not just closed off to corporate, so to speak, but there might be other programs who want to integrate with ours. We're more than open to collaborate as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. Your closing statement?
My closing statement would be to the young people in the Eastern Cape. Do not be afraid to dream, whatever the dream is. I dreamt of going to the moon. I still dream of going to space.
Yes.
Yeah, and hold on to that dream. And you know, anything is possible. I was never the likeliest person to become a commercial pilot. It's not been a straightforward journey. And we are very approachable as well.
That's right.
And we exist as role models and as mentors in every way. And we are on social media. No one should be